6 million fighting age male migrants on their way here to the UK. What do we know? Welcome, friends. Yes, we're going to go over this information, which incidentally, I am going to link below this video. So please feel free to read it yourself and draw your own conclusions. It's pretty bonkers. This has only just been released. Wow. The highlights: 6 million migrants to settle in the UK by the year 2036. Minimum. The UK population is anticipated to grow from 67 million to 73.7 million by 2036. Migration has become a major issue to the UK government. Really? What about the people who live here in the UK? The annual net migration to the UK in 2022 alone, so just in 2022, so they believe, is a minimum of 745,000 fighting age male migrants. Do you suspect that to be higher? Again, let me know in the comment section what you think about this. It's unbelievable. The UK's population is expected to increase from 67 million to 73.7 million by 2036, operated almost completely by male migrants. Yes, from the Office of National Statistics. Unbelievable. If that happens, and it looks like how their calculations and everything, how population and birth control and everything else is calculated, don't forget, there's a massive amount of money and expertise that they use to crunch these figures and give people estimates. Like I said, this has only just been released. Think about the situation right now here in the UK. And like I keep saying, it's not just the UK. This is happening in America. America are starting to wake up to this now with the crisis on their border. Look at Europe. Look how different Europe looks now. How many of you have taken a holiday to parts of Europe in the last 2 or 3 years? Have you noticed any differences? Let me know what you think in the comment section. And if you really want to, it's absolutely fine. Send me an email, because that email address is in the description box below this video, along with loads of other links, which I encourage you to look into. So, hotels. We spoke about hotels already on this YouTube channel on numerous occasions, okay? So, hotels basically were paid by Serco in conjunction with the government contract tender to literally pay hotel owners to take over an entire hotel and fill the hotel with migrants. No, we're not talking about asylum seekers, men, women, and children. We are talking about the overwhelming frigging majority of migration into the UK has been male fighting age only. Let that sink in. All of the people out there who greenies and the left, etc., and they're saying, yes, I'm going to take an asylum seeker into my home. BS. Of course they don't. There's a lot of talk, no action. We are talking about what we are seeing. We're not freaking blind. We're not bloody stupid. We know what we are seeing, and we know what we are hearing. And it's not just the hotels. It's private lets, private houses. We've already spoke about this, but we are seeing this sort of stuff go through the roof now. It's starting to dawn on Joe Public how friggin' unbelievable this crisis, and it is a crisis, which is affecting the UK. Like we said at the start of the video, another 6 million. Oh my God, can you let that sink in? Do you know what impact that is going to have on the UK? What if that 6 million actually happens within the next 3 or 4 years? It's absolutely plausible. Of course it is. Because we are not being told the truth. All of these figures which they are spouting out by the ONS, I suspect, as long as many others do as well, to be a lot higher than what we are being told. We are not stupid, like I said. We know when we go to our town centres and our cities and everything else, we can see with our own eyes just how many of these fighting age male frigging migrants are over in our country with nice clean clothes, state-of-the-art phones. They certainly don't look like they've fled a frigging war-torn country? Absolutely not. Do you think the British public are that stupid? Yeah, we are being told all of these lies from the mainstream media. What about MOD bases as well? Yes, of course. There are lots of fighting age male migrants in Ministry of Defence bases here in the UK already. What about RAF Scampton? We spoke about this a few times on this channel, and indeed other people have been trying to get this information out to the public because the mainstream are just dancing around it, putting a little bit out there. When in fact, the reality of the situation is a hell of a lot worse than the mainstream BS which is being put out there. Did you know that only the other day, masked men turned up at RAF Scampton and literally got rid of all of the protesters there? What was all that about? What is happening there? We need as much intel as we can. So anyone who knows more about this situation, especially if you were there, can you send me an email? Because we want to get to the bottom of this, because we do not want fighting age male migrants in RAF Scampton. If you don't know what I'm talking about, who remembers the Dam Busters? Yes, that raid originated from RAF Scampton. A lot of British heritage there, and it needs to be protected as a heritage site. We do not want these fighting age male flipping migrants in there. There has been so many documented cases where migrants have been put into these accommodation places only to smash the crap out of it, costing us the taxpayer a fortune to keep doing it all up again. It is not on. Absolutely not on. What about crime? Crime in these areas where these fighting age male migrants are. Crime has gone up. Undeniably a fact. People who have seen it, watching this, will fully concur with what I'm saying. Harassment, rapes, stabbings of kids. Who remembered what happened before Christmas in Ireland? No wonder they're vexed. Do you know at the level of protests which are going on all over Europe and parts of the UK right now, but it's not being frigging told about on the mainstream BS media? This is going on right now. Look at the guys in the comments under this video. They will tell you what they have been seeing and hearing. So if you're new to the channel, I really urge you to look at the comments and you will find the truth of what people are seeing with their own eyes. Guys, if you've been witnessing any of this yourself, put it in the comments and let people know exactly how bad this frigging situation is, and it is not being addressed to the level it deserves in the mainstream media. It is not. It is being frigging well covered up. But not only that, we have been hearing about kidnappings, assaults, stabbings, stalkings, and lots of this is unreported. So the figures which we are being told, which are probably underfudged anyway, there is lots of incidents which are not being reported for all sorts of reasons. It's true, it's going on. I am not joking. But what about the impacts on local tourism? All of these towns, mostly seaside towns, which heavily rely on tourist income, guess what? All of the hotels were full. So when people wanted to go and visit those hotels in the summer months, there was nowhere to stay. No one went to them towns. The income, which is really, really needed in these resorts, which just wasn't there. Why? Because it's full up with fighting age male migrants, which incidentally our horrific, evil government is giving them free money. Where did they get that free money from? From us. Us, who work our asses off, pay our taxes, give it to the government, and they go, there you go, have some free money on us. Great. All the time we have got frigging veterans on our streets struggling. The money needs to go to people like that who have put everything towards helping this country out. And look at what happens. It is freaking wrong, big time. Male only fighters, soldiers. That's what's coming into this country. No children, no women, and no elderly. Have you ever wondered why that is? Have a good think about that. So if you are fleeing a war zone and you're leaving your children and family behind, really? How does it feel when you look at the severity of the situation? These fighting age male migrants who are coming into this country are leaving all of their family behind. How and when does that usually happen? That happens when you are going to war. How many of you have served in combat for this country? When you went to Afghanistan, Bosnia, the Gulf, did you take your families with you? No, you left them behind, of course. Well, this is what's happening here. This is absolutely a Trojan horse stealth invasion. And it's not just the UK, it's America, Canada, and all of Europe. Something needs to be done about this, and this video needs to be shared. If you can please share this video, I would really appreciate it. I am being banned like crazy because the government and YouTube do not like what I am talking about. We need to make sure we get as many people on board as we can, because it's down to us to change this situation. Because let me tell you this, if we leave this to our government to fix, guess what's going to happen? Nothing is going to happen. You guys take care. Thanks for watching. Stay funky.